Today's episode is brought to you by the Hippocratic Collective. Check out our shows and join the conversation at thehippocratic-collective.com. Hello, I'm Joan. I'm a Canadian family physician who also works as a restorative medical educator, facilitator, and coach. I create spaces that rehumanize the work of healthcare. I'm creating this podcast to remind myself, as well as anyone else working in a helping profession, that when you are working and caring for your human patients, you are the other human in the room. Hey, hi, Risa.
Hi, Joan.
I guess I'll say welcome to the other human in the room, because I think this is going to be for that podcast, though, as we were just saying before we were recording, as much or as little of it that feels correct to have as outside witnessed is fine. But still, yes, we are recording this for the podcast. And I guess I'll give the little backstory of how I came to invite you on the podcast. So those listening may recognize Risa from a recent episode where I had her and some colleagues on who wrote a book that's all about internal family systems and applying it to healthcare. And in that podcast, there was a moment where you're like, hey, if you ever want to do like a mini session, and I clocked that immediately. I'm like, I would love to do a mini session with Risa. And I was thinking, what would it be like to actually do it in a recorded format and sort of share? This whole podcast is like, you're a human. And I've cried on this podcast multiple times. I've shared all sorts of details that felt good to share, but that were vulnerable to share. And I've always found that to actually be quite a beautiful, cathartic, healing process for me. And I'm aware those are also helpful for others to hear. It's the kind of thing there's a few podcasts I can think of where you're listening to other people doing therapy. And I've always found those very fascinating to listen to, because it's like this glimpse into our inner lives outside the masks that we attempt to hold up for one another. So that was my idea. So I asked if you would come on, and you were very kind to do so.
Yeah, very excited to do so. So much of our book and project is in that similar vein of shared and common humanity. We are all human, and when we can be safely vulnerable, it's so
Absolutely.
powerful.
Yeah. So if you want, like, how would you usually start a session? Do you want to start? Anything you want
Yeah.
to say first?
Yeah, so we'll be using the internal family systems approach, which you, Joan, are familiar with, and some listeners may or may not be. But essentially, our aim is to bring a lot of curiosity and humility to whatever it is that you bring, and get to know what parts of you are showing up around the issue and what might lay beneath whatever it is the parts of you are doing or saying or thinking or feeling, knowing that there's always more than kind of meets the eye at first.
Yeah.
And it's all very consent based.
Mm.
So we are always checking for permission. That's like the main thing in IFS is it okay? Do we actually have permission from all the parts around to get to know this part, to
Yeah.
see what's beneath? And if not, we're not doing our job unless we take our time to see what is needed. So
Mm.
it's very respectful. And so that's what I ask of you, is to please be as honest as possible about whether it really does feel okay.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to be doing a service to anyone if we kind of, sneak past someone.
Yeah. And blast them into the spotlight when they're not ready for it,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
thing. I love that. I love it already. um, okay. Well, I've been thinking about what I'd want to talk about on this for a while. And something that's been coming up kind of like as a theme, and I'm going to speak in generalities because it's a theme that I'm experiencing with patient encounters. And it's more than one patient, but recently I've had a few specific patients where I've had encounters with them where I noticed I had like quite a strong somatic response in the room. And felt sort of a similar energy. And I've explored this with like my somatic therapist a bit. And I was thinking that using like the IFS model and seeing what like parts were there, because it felt like the Joan that is there in most of my encounters, whoever she is, she wasn't able to fully be there. And like one way I knew is like I would feel quite lost for words. I felt a bit frozen. I felt quite like narrow, like focus of view of like, and I couldn't quite find my way out of it. Um, and I was then sort of thinking like, I wonder who was feeling like they had to be loud and show up. It was very like freeze response, very, like survival based, in
Mm-hmm.
a way where like I was physically well, like safe the whole time. But the theme was that they were patients that were being directly and vocally unhappy with me, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
raising a voice, sometimes just sort of looking you dead in the eye and being like, why won't you help me? Or, like, please for
Mm-hmm.
help. And me feeling like one word that really came to me afterwards is like helpless
Mm-hmm.
in a way that felt very scary, despite like I'm aware of how little I can help in many situations, but there was something about in these encounters where like the person was so directly like kind of almost like accusing me as
Mm-hmm.
if I was holding back on helping them.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases, I technically was, in the sense of they were asking me to do something that just was outside of my boundaries of what I could do, and that I actually believed wouldn't help them. Like, say, like prescribing something without doing due diligence, or like whatever, keeping it vague. And so then it's like this tension of part of me after I noticed thoughts were like feeling super helpless and almost feeling like mad that the patient wouldn't let me help them, slash was casting me in like a bit of a villain bad guy light. Like they're saying and accusing me of being like harmful to them or like withholding help from them. And there was like like some feelings of like anger towards them for like, how dare you, don't you know that I'm trying to help you, kind of stuff. So that's sort of noticing that came up a few times. And that's just the universe giving me opportunities to learn more about me, because I was like, whoa, that was a strong reaction. Like I thought I had mostly been like, you know whatever people think of me is a projection, like, it's fine. But in those rooms, it did not feel fine. There was parts of me that
Mm.
like didn't think it was okay that they wouldn't let me help them, and that they were thinking I was like a bad guy, a villain, that kind of thing.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that makes so much sense. I imagine a lot of people can resonate.
Yeah. Yeah, in healthcare it happens. And I think what like one thing is like it happens to everyone. I think there's this idea that like, so it only happens to certain people. Like I've shared this a version of this story, or that I've been having these experiences with a few people, and some of them are like, wow, I wouldn't have thought that would happen to you, as
Mm.
if because whatever they see in me, like I talk about this stuff on a podcast or I teach, or but like, yeah, no, if definitely patients can still be super pissed at me, because I know in theory it's not about me, but there's parts of me that still don't know that clearly.
That's right. That's
And
right.
that's the
Yeah.
big, I'm like, hey, let's like see who's here. And
Yeah.
I don't want to force that idea onto them. Like, it's not about you, but like you, they were so distressed in those rooms. It would be nice to explore
Mm. Okay.
if they could find a way, or what they need. I guess that's yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So the IFS conception is that what they need, these parts of you,
yeah,
what they need is connection to your deeper self, your core self, your essence, that energy that's inside. And so our work is to see what keeps them from feeling connected.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
And what you're naming
That's
is what we call
interesting.
a trailhead, just to give some kind of
Oh,
vernacular to it. So when there's something surprising or strong or, oh, I didn't really know that was there or that was still there, we call that a trailhead, kind of the beginning of a trail, that there's a signal that there is someone down there who
Mm,
isn't connected.
love that.
Yeah. And there's always a
Yeah.
vulnerability beneath, and then there's protectors. So, I heard you speak to some of the vulnerability, the helpless, so our guess is that there is at least one part feeling helplessness
Yeah.
and alone. And then there's at least one part who is feeling angry. So we call that a protector,
Hmm.
often in the language of IFS, a firefighter, kind of a reactive one. Hey, it's not me, it's you.
Yeah.
You're not, that's very common. These parts try to help by shifting the energy and the focus of attention away from our vulnerability. And then I heard at least one other part, or, team of parts who's and any words I put on things, Joan, know they're held lightly, and you can always
Yeah.
rename anything. Um, the kind of clinical team or clinical parts who are like, well, this is my assessment, and this is, what I feel would be helpful to do or right to do. So those, extremely helpful parts who are doing their jobs and trying to help you do your job. And then we're faced with these moments where something
Yeah.
is just very strong. So I'm curious just to check in with you to see what you're noticing. So in IFS, we do this kind of U-turn, this shift of our attention inside to kind of see
Mm.
what's happening inside right now in this moment. As you've shared what you've shared, and I've offered some reflection.
Yeah. So like physically, I feel like a tightness in my chest as I was sharing that, and even now, like in a bit of a it's dull, but like a soft ache. And throat tightening up a little bit. I'm always welcome for tears to come. None have so far, but like certainly feeling yeah, like that sort of the heavy, I'd say in the sadness family,
Mm-hmm.
uh being there. And when you were just describing like sort of the parts you noticed, I think another piece that feels important to share is whoever it is, there's also this part that like really wants, like even in those rooms, and often actually she ends up like leading the way, but there's this part that like wants to just give the patient whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and that part can be really in battle with that clinical part, like you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
um, where it's like, well, maybe we could just do it this one time. Or like, I hold guidelines and like medical recommendations quite loosely, actually. Like, I am willing to be pretty open, at least according to what I think. And a piece of it is that of like meeting patients where they're at, but I'm also aware it's like
The
give them what.
art, right? The art of medicine.
Yeah, there's the art of medicine patient centered. And also, I know that also feeds the part of me that's like, yay, I can make someone happy by just giving them what they want. And so
Yes.
then just like the quality that was even in those rooms, though part of what was happening is that like that part wasn't winning. And I was like, no, I think we have to say really no to this. But there's this
Mm-hmm.
quality of like self-doubt or doubting the clinical self of like, what if you're wrong? What if you're being unreasonable? Like, what if this would have been fine to do? And or like, what if this is your fault that you've gotten to this point with this person? Like, if you had been stronger minded earlier, they wouldn't be so quote unquote
Mm-hmm.
demanding now. Like, there's a bit of a critical part. So that
Yes.
just to
So
add to the
important.
noise,
Absolutely.
definitely
Yes.
that's there during where it's like, huh, and then after can get quite like, yeah, there's the angry part out, but equal, if not more strong, is the angry part in. Even saying like, "How dare you be mad at this person? Don't you know they're vulnerable?" It's you're not a good doctor if you're annoyed at them. Like, so I just want to name that as you were
Yeah.
describing the cast of characters, that character
Mm.
is there as
That is
well.
so important. Thank you so much, Joan. And if
Yeah.
for anyone who's listening, you may want to pause and just take a moment to see what you're resonating with inside, what parts of you may be resonating with Joan's parts, or take a moment even just to imagine a room with Joan in it, and with each of these parts being a different Joan who is like vying,
Yeah.
to speak what they hold as important, their fears and concerns are. As you said, it is quite busy.
Yeah. And it had that quality. It's sort of like, I'm frozen, but it felt like, because it was like a traffic jam.
Yeah.
It was not a frozen where I was like cut off from myself. It was a frozen where there was like too much going on.
Right. No one
Um,
actually able to kind of drive the bus. A lot of people trying to get
yes.
into the seat, but vying and pushing and shoving and
Yes. And then literally it's like, ugh, like, you know, like for one, I just kept going, yeah, as they're like ranting at me. And I'm like, yeah, because I was like, nothing else is coming out. I don't have anything else to say. And then that's its own like alarm. Or like, I think I'm trapped in this conversation forever because I don't know how to like, this person's not going to try and end this conversation. It is up to me, but I am like, I've got 5 people on the wheel, you know?
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
just feeling a moment of
Oh my
compassion and
God.
empathy for you, Joan.
Yes. It helped to say that out loud. I hadn't really like articulated that way, but like because part of it's like, wow, why did it feel so frozen? Or it's so helpful to find ways to describe
That's
the
right.
experience that bring more understanding. And like, yeah, there were so many hands on the wheel.
Yeah, yeah. So, Joan, if you just want to feel that, it sounds like you feel compassion
Yeah.
for yourself and in that moment. And I'll just say in IFS, this is what we call mapping. So, who all's here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then by doing so, allows you to feel a little more of yourself as outside of all of them, aware of them.
Yeah.
So, there's a couple
Mm.
ways we could do this right here, Joan. There's never one right way. So, one would be to see what you notice most getting your attention inside. The other would be to have you imagine kind of seeing yourself in that moment, kind of from like up in the corner of the room, the clinic room, kind of
Yeah.
seeing yourself there with all this going on, and kind of seeing what you notice there. Just choose your own path.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm drawn to the second one.
Okay. So in that case, just take your time, just kind of bring your vantage point maybe up to a corner of the room and just seeing yourself there, kind
Hmm.
of frozen, saying, okay, yeah, what do you notice about that you?
Uh, she's like hunched over. I don't know if I was or not, but that's what it like at
Yeah.
least what it felt like she's pretty still. Like maybe just trying to like maybe just moving a little bit, kind of like how I'm moving now. I feel like I'm like taking on the posture.
Mhm. Yeah. And Joan, from your corner as you see her, how are you feeling towards her?
Oh, I just want to like rub her back.
And
Squeeze her shoulders. Yeah.
I just want to check and see if you don't rub her back or squeeze her shoulders,
Hmm.
would that be okay? Like, is there any urgency to it?
I think, I mean, I think she's okay either way, but it is the instinct to do.
Yeah, I just ask because there can be caretaking parts of us
Hmm.
who want to kind of help parts of us not feel what they're feeling, kind of rescue them. So
Oh,
just
oh,
checking
that's
for
so
that
interesting.
possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just check and see, bring curiosity. Is there a part like that here?
Hmm.
And there might not be. It may just
Yeah.
be yourself who's like, no, I saw she needs some contact and I'm available to give it to her.
Yeah. Like what I'm picturing is if it was, and there's times where this is true, like caretaking part would take, swoop in and intercede for like hang up the phone or like call her out of the like try and like get me out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Versus what I'm picturing is like rubbing her back or like squeezing her shoulders, almost like, like in boxing when they're
Yeah.
like revving them up.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can do this kind of thing,
Yeah. And Joan, is it
you
like
know?
first person as you imagine doing that? Like, is it you who's doing that?
Yeah,
Okay.
to myself.
Rather than seeing a you do that.
Yeah, I'm picturing like me up in the
Okay.
corners coming down and
Perfect.
like
Great. So just go
squeezing
with
the
that then.
shoulders. Yeah.
Just go with that and see how it is for this you. See how she responds.
Yeah, I think the main thing it helps to ease is uh like that sense that I'm doing something wrong. So like I don't know if now it's not like I now change what happens in the encounter or find the perfect words to say. I'm putting quotes around all of that, which is like afterwards it's like if only I'd found the perfect words to say, or like the fear I've since sort of brought into encounters with the same people is like I need to find the good perfect words to say, like as if that is there.
Mm,
But there's something about like, got my like coach squeezing my shoulders. It's like, yeah, it's just it's there's not like a a word that unlocks the key of this person
right.
relaxing and
That's right.
you know so I guess that's like the critical part, or that part gets quieter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just so curious. It's like you're kind of helping her in what we do, like a redo, having someone, come in and help with what she needed in that moment, right?
Yes, yeah,
It's just some support to just be with what was happening.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
that and that feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm just thinking kind of in a clinical on the go sense that this is kind of what you and people could cultivate, right? That brief kind of taking stock and then letting, self energy come in to be like, even though it's not okay, like it's okay.
yeah, and this is a good job you're doing, in the sense of look at you doing what you can,
That's right. Yeah.
it doesn't mean that there isn't like still the other parts underneath that we're feeling all that kind of way, but it almost lets me then get more curious about what was happening there. If at first
Yeah.
I'm like not thinking even the reason I'm dissecting this, if you will, or like getting curious about it isn't so I can do a better job next time. Like I think I need to kind of lift that off, and I think that so it's like that was a good job. It was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
It what happened, and it's understandable it happened how it happened. So
Yeah. So see if that layer of parts, the ones who are concerned about, was it a good enough job? Was it my fault? What could I have found the right thing to say? I heard you say they were softening. Just see
yeah.
now if they would be willing to kind of take a seat a little ways away to allow you to do that internal inquiry of what else was happening inside. How did they
Mm.
respond?
Yeah. I think especially if they still get to stay in the room.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
they don't have to be
that's
hovering
right.
and being like like sports commentator,
Yeah,
like play by play of the
yeah,
badness, and see if only you didn't have
yeah,
all these messy parts, then you'd be able to blah blah blah. Like how
yeah.
will
They
those
can,
underneath parts want to come out if they've got this over top of them?
yeah.
And really, like it was okay. It was okay.
So, Joan, see if it's okay for the ones on who are taking a seat to continue feeling that it wasn't okay. If you know that
Sure.
they can feel however they do feel, and maybe they can
Yes.
take notes, and they can take notes as we're going if they have a concern. We can
Yeah.
check in with them after.
And they can still have standards. They can still have
Absolutely.
ideals that we're reaching for.
Yeah.
Of there's this ideal that I think felt like it got, well, shattered seems dramatic, but that's someone anyway,
Yeah.
of like, um, I'm the kind of doctor a patient won't be mad at because I
Mm,
am compassionate, because like
yes.
I'm a good doctor, and that means, and so the thing about that is well, and anyway, there's a part of me that just really does think it might be possible to
Yeah, my parts are saying we should have another session for that one, Joan.
that's fair. And the thing that I think, anyway, she's in there, and I don't think she could be easily convinced right now
No, me neither.
otherwise.
I have mine too. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And even like I think there's a version of that that's less about if other people are mad at me, but of just in terms of like I do genuinely seek to find understanding and connection across humanity. But like I think what it looks like isn't necessarily that means they're all happy with me. Like those are kind of two separate concepts.
Yeah. So here's what in IFS we call kind of hope merchanting. Here's what I have to sell
Mm.
to these parts.
I love that. I love all the terms. It's so fun.
I have the most parts around this term, but I'll use it anyway.
Yeah.
Um, so here's the thing that for these parts, and I really appreciate how you're holding their good intentions and their abilities, right? Like
Yeah.
wanting to truly do a really good job and to the best of your ability and to be that doctor who patients can feel connected to and trusting of,
Yeah.
kind of whether or not you do what they want, right? That there's that underlying trust,
Yes.
right? Even if
Yeah.
parts of them aren't happy, that you
Hmm.
and they at a deeper level can feel, we're in this together.
We're on the same team. You could say there's overlap in our, I don't know if it's a common goal, but there's overlap in our goals and intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that framing.
And here's the thing that if these parts do agree to kind of take a seat, whether it's in the room watching for some of them may want to go to the waiting room. It might be hard to watch. They don't all have to be here.
Yeah.
But for any of them, the hope is that by allowing you to connect in more deeply with the parts of you who did get really activated and
Hmm.
kind of collectively, but we also know there's going to be one or two deeper ones who are really kind of driving the distress,
Yeah.
that when you're able to connect with them, that's going to allow an
Yeah.
alleviation of that distress inside and a quieting of the noise and
Hmm.
the vying, and actually allow you to be more present
Yes.
and more able to, have the kind of presence that your patient will feel again, even if parts of them are angry.
Mm. Yeah. So that's, if they want me to perform better, this will help me. So they can be
And make their
suspicious of the
jobs
methods.
easier.
Make their jobs easier. Totally.
And let them use their talents in a less tiring way, right? To not
Yeah.
have to be kind of like pushing in there and pushing against other parts, right? But
Yeah.
more to this is the bigger hope of IFS is that each part has its place and a role, but
Mm.
it's in more harmony in the system.
Yes. I'm on board.
So check in and see how the other ones around are responding. Any questions or concerns?
No, I literally feel it's sort of funny. It's like there's like kind of a frown and an attention in my head that maybe is kind of that critical part. And like it feels like that loosens. And I think it's nice that the waiting room, like they don't have to totally be here. They can, yeah, take notes and give me notes later.
And they can also change their mind or they can get your attention at any time.
Absolutely. They're not being silenced, but
That's right.
what if they can take a step back? It feels like a yes for sure.
Okay, great. And I want to do
Feels
one
nice.
further thing before we look inside Joan, which is I just want to have you check and make sure that the patient or patients, the kind of composite patients or their energy, if any of it is also still in the room, we want to invite it to also kind of leave. It's given us the information that we need. We can thank
Yeah.
them.
So they're not here as we
Yeah, that's
explore
right.
my side. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh, that's important. Yeah. Uh
And for you, that may be sending them off, or it may also be choosing a different room to be in,
Yeah.
or inviting that part of you who is in that room here where you are now,
Yeah.
in this room here.
I'm picturing like they've left and I've like closed the clinic door.
Okay, great. Yeah, so just check and see how you're feeling towards this you now.
Yeah, it's just like the main sort of loudest part is it's like this sort of piercing ache behind the breastbone.
Okay. Yeah. So just see how it is to be noticing that,
Hmm.
bringing your attention there. And Joan, just is it feeling okay to be noticing that? Are there any parts coming up with concerns about focusing here?
Hmm. It feels okay. Like I still have a sense that the totality of me is okay, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and at least right now, well, I had the stray thought of like, what happened to the angry part? But then it's just not here right now. So I
Mm,
don't, you know.
yeah, yeah. So we can
Yeah.
know that all of the parts that you mentioned are absolutely still here, and we're going to trust your system to kind of allow us to go where it needs us most to go,
Yes.
or
Yes.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just see if there's anything else you notice. There's this piercing sensation in your chest. Is there any image or words that come with it? There may not be.
Um, yeah, when I like was listening it the like I'm the bad guy,
Mm,
and then the feeling kind of dropped into like my upper stomach as well, and it's sort of a
okay.
heaviness.
Okay. And just see, Joan, as that is happening and you're feeling that, just again feeling, is it okay to be feeling this? Is it okay for us to be with it?
Yeah, it feels okay.
Okay. And then seeing, how are you feeling towards this feeling, sensation part in your, is it now only in your belly, or is it your chest and belly?
It's both.
Okay.
Hmm.
And does it feel like they're connected? They're one and the same?
Yeah, it was
No.
like like an hourglass, like it poured down in, and then
Okay.
it kind of flows between.
Okay. Yeah. So how are you feeling towards this hourglass? This I'm the bad guy.
It's hard to hold are the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. So it tells us that there's a part who's trying to hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bringing curiosity. Who feels like they have to be here and do this for you? And
Mm.
can they
Hmm.
notice that you're here too? There's someone bigger. Do they seem to notice, Joan, or do you continue to feel that sense of it's hard?
Yeah, there's a sense of so like yeah, like yeah, I said like something needs to hold it for me. Like it would be, well, it would be too much to like fully believe it.
Fully believe it. Does that make sense to you, Joan?
I guess fully believe that I am a bad guy.
Okay. Okay. This one's afraid that if it doesn't hold it, that it will feel like it's true.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
I'm also not sure if there's part of me that does fully like I think this might all be the same part. Like I don't know, but it's feeling like it's like this part's really scared I might be a bad guy, and so don't
Yes.
look at it because it will make it
Yes.
true.
Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Do you
Yeah.
kind of get that?
Yeah. Though I'm also like, what? There's no part in here that thinks I'm a bad guy. There must be. It's just like very
So that's
strange.
another part. Yeah. There's always parts that kind of popping in.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, but here I am. And it's just like this sadness
Yes.
of like,
Yes.
there's like the sadness is I must be a bad guy. But it's like not that the part really is like, look at me, I'm evil, I'm la la la. But it's just like,
Yeah.
oh no, don't let people see that I must be, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And Joan,
Yeah.
how are you feeling towards this one now that you're seeing this?
Oh, she's just like she does seem pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And how are you feeling? Are you feeling, are you afraid that you're a bad guy, or are you feeling sad that you are a bad guy? Like, are you blending with her, feeling her feelings?
I do think sometimes I do,
Okay, what about right now?
but right now I can't quite hold it is what the language is. It's so funny. I can't quite by that I mean like yeah, I can't quite see that I am a bad guy,
Huh.
but I can see it's sort of based on what other people think a bad guy is. I could see that I would meet some people's definition.
Okay. And is this happening kind of in your head, or is this kind of
That
a
part's happening in my head,
okay?
which is who
Yeah.
I that's like identifies me as like the me in my head,
Yeah.
which
So
I
just
also don't always think is true. So
this is it, Joan. This is the work, right? There are all
yeah,
these me's, and sometimes there are more me
there's
than
an analyzer little gal up here that I think is like snuck in
yeah.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
she's welcome. And we also want to
yes,
see, would she be willing to kind of take her perspective and her, herself, and just kind of shift a little bit so that she's kind of maybe on one side or the other. She could be right next to you.
yeah.
So
Ugh.
she can feel you and you can feel you. And this little one might be able to feel you.
Ugh.
I'm just checking how that does feel for you, Joan. How are you right now? How do you right now feel towards this little one?
Yeah, I just feel a lot of tenderness and love for her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can see if you can just let her know that or let her feel that. Let it flow towards her. Just see if she notices, if she senses that someone's here with her.
um, yeah, it's hard for her to fully feel it.
Yeah, of course. What does she notice? In what way does she sense something's a little different?
I think she senses the air temperature feels warmer.
Okay, yes.
Otherwise, it's pretty cold where she
Okay.
is.
Uh-huh.
Um, she's also kind of suspicious about it
Mm-hmm.
because she doesn't think she's supposed to feel loved or warm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, she's not doing her job. Her job is to like find the ways she's bad.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's that feeling for her to be having a different feeling or possibility and to not be doing her job?
It's a bit scary because it's like, um, it's about safety, I think. Like,
Yeah.
if she's looking out for the ways she's bad, breaking the rules, like that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
you know, that's how then she can alert the rest, and like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it
Stay a
would be
step
worse if
ahead.
someone else found something that she hadn't seen,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So just see if that, is making sense to you, Joan, that you're getting that, understanding this about her role. And then
Yeah.
I'm just curious, you might see where you are in relation to her, how near or far, and just see
Mm.
if she's open to coming a little closer. It's up to her.
Yeah, she's warming up to it a bit,
Yeah.
and kind of sinking back. Like it's nice to be known and not
Mhm.
tried to be changed, just to
Mhm.
be witnessed and cared for.
Yeah. And with her really getting to choose and decide, we're not
Yeah.
going to do anything that she doesn't want. And she's welcome to check you out. She may want you to sit down or close your eyes. She may want to come from behind you or in front of you. If there's any way that she wants to check you out, feel your energy.
Yeah, it's interesting when I think of her witnessing me,
Mhm.
there's some confusion from her
Mhm.
because she sees me and she feels like um like good love coming from me,
Mhm.
but she also sees things sort of about me that according to what she's learned should mean that I am bad. You know what I mean? Like, so she's sort of, it's a bit confusing.
Yeah. See if it's okay with you for her to be confused.
It makes sense that she's confused.
Great. Let her know.
Yeah. It's also a really confusing job I'm going to say to her, because it's kind of, there's not that many ways to actually be good, because there's just so many different ways that someone can say you're bad,
Yeah.
including completely contradictory ways.
Yeah.
So that's really stressful for her to try and follow along.
What's it like for her to hear that from you?
I actually think she spends a lot of time feeling confused
Yeah. Yeah, that makes so much sense. Of course
and
she
kind of
does.
panicked. If it's sort of that
Yeah.
panicked, frozen thing of like, wait, I thought the rules were this, but now apparently they're
Right.
that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Such an impossible plight.
Yeah. And she's doing her best,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I could
Yeah.
picture, I kind of picture her in this like cold, dark room, like a bottom of a well or something. And now I'm picturing like, rule books around her, or notes she's
Mm,
frantically taking, or, she's also very young. She can barely write, but like, it's like she's trying to keep track.
yeah. Yeah, trying so hard to stay on top of all that, trying to
Yeah.
keep you safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. I feel so much compassion for her.
Yeah.
To see how it is for her, for us both to be understanding more about her.
And I mean, she's really just doing it because she wants to feel love. Like that's actually why she's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's the path to love, is if you follow the right rules.
Yes, that's what she
That's
learned.
what she learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Such a beautiful heart.
Yeah.
Joan, before we go any further with knowing her, I want to take a moment to invite you to really update her as to who you are
Mm.
in this moment. How, yes, there are many parts of you and many of them are nearby. And you're also really here as her essence,
Yeah.
her bigger self. She is a part of you.
Yeah. I just want to tell her, like, I am the one who loves you, you
Mm-hmm.
know, not the
Yes.
only one, but
Yes.
and I will always love.
That's right.
And so, and she doesn't have to believe that. And she doesn't, have to relax if she doesn't want
That's
to.
right. That's right. Yeah.
But just to say, like, she is not unloved.
Yes.
And I get why it's so, like, feral is the word that comes to me in terms of, like, the desperation to find it.
Yes. Yes.
So I get why she takes over sometimes and
Yeah.
in hot pursuit, and
Right.
and she's powerful. She is like powerful.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And she had to do that. When she started, she had to.
She had to.
She didn't have a choice.
Yeah. She did so well, honestly. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You may want to let her know if you feel grateful.
oh, yes. She's like a fighter, like a warrior,
Yeah.
and playing a very complicated game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I am so
And you've got
grateful.
the good news that it's actually different now.
And like it actually is. Like it actually
It
is.
actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still feel like, again, like and she can take her time to trust
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And I already think she does trust it more. Like, I'm realizing I've had a conversation with this part a number of times actually. And it's somehow still always surprising when this is the one at the bottom. Anyway, but like,
Mm.
but like, she can come up as many times as she needs to. She can derail, I put in quotes, as many conversations as she needs to. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah. To see if she's hearing that. She's so welcome.
yeah,
She can't mess up with you, is what I'm hearing.
yes. The critic part has an objection to that, but the
We will
authentic
check in
part
with it in
is
a
on
moment.
board. Yes. There's like, sure, but like, that's not me. So that's useful
Yes,
to
and
know.
it's right. It's valid,
It's valid
operating on the
according to
outside. Yeah.
the
And
standards, according to the ideal goal, blah blah blah. Sure.
yeah,
But
and we're gonna
like,
have to work together on that. And deeply
yes,
in here, no matter what does happen out
no
there.
matter what. For
Yeah,
sure. Like the love is genuinely not conditional. So
that's right.
she can
Yeah.
like freak the fuck out as
Yeah.
much as
Just
she
let her
wants.
feel that right now.
Yeah. Keep writing down those rules, girl. It's fine. Like, keep tracking as often as you need, you know? And I don't think you have to as much, but also like both. It's like permission to follow through on um what feels necessary. You're not
That's right.
wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong for feeling that and doing
That's
that.
right. Yeah. So in IFS terms are exactly however you feel is how you feel, and you can feel that way. Whatever you feel
Yeah.
you have to do, that is your decision, and I respect it.
Yeah.
And in IFS terms, we know that there's more, more yet to be witnessed
Mm-hmm.
and to be held in a different way before
Mm.
she will be able to really transition in how she does her role.
Mm. Yeah.
So just really honoring there is absolutely more, and it, she is
Mm.
going to get triggered at times
Yeah.
until there is an opportunity to do that deeper yet healing work, which I know
Mm.
I have so much confidence that you can do with more time.
Yeah. We're just at the head of the trail.
Yeah, that's right. We're partway down.
Mm.
We're fully coming out. We heard a little, from the critic, but I do want to also check in with it and any other part who gave room to both appreciate its giving room and also to see how this was for them.
Yeah. So, like, the critic wanted to pipe up and take note of the ways that the little rural warrior or whatever part
Yeah,
um uh is bull in a china shop, etc. But I think even like what you just said and just acknowledging like this is the way to help that part be triggered less, which is a loving thing for that part and also for this critic's part, in
that's
terms
right.
of the goal is to do well in the world, including and not for the critic, to like, and to even more specifically be effective maybe.
I just want to interrupt a moment here, even though we have the
Yeah.
moment, because this is so important. And the critic may or may not choose to answer right now, but I'm curious if it feels any kind of kinship with this rule part, actually, in terms of, so
Mm.
critic, do you do what you do so that you can also stay ahead of the criticism? So that you can
Mm.
help Joan to, adjust before someone out there criticizes.
Mm. Yes. It's like for a different reason, but though
Yeah.
kind of, I'm sure it's for actually the same reason, but like,
Well, it can be like a different exile,
but
as we say, right? The different vulnerable part. But my point
yeah,
is that yes, it's focused on and I'm speaking about critics in general because we're so anything I get wrong about this one, you can let me know. And
yeah,
but in general, the critics they are very focused on doing well in the world, but it
yeah,
is to protect something inside of us.
yeah.
And it's confusing and hard just to give some global compassion for both each of them, but also in relation, right? It's so hard that they end up feeling opposed to each other,
When they're like
you know,
fully,
when they really
like,
do want the same thing, right?
yeah,
And so
like
that's what
who
you're
is
here
this
to help with.
critic? Who is this critic protecting if not this little part? Like,
Well, we have
you
so many
know,
parts that who are we to say, right?
yeah.
It could be a different one, and
Mm-hmm.
that's worth
That's
finding out. But it's
interesting.
more bringing
Yeah.
that curiosity for everyone.
Yeah.
And the curiosity, how can we work together? So I would offer to the
Yes.
critic that you know, every part has skills and abilities, right? So
Yeah.
is it willing to consider using its ability to detect, you know, that this part is doing something? This part might be kind of coming online in a way that
Mm-hmm.
might not be helpful in the outside world. Could it get your attention, Joan? Could it
Mm.
say, hey, that part's coming up. Can you go check with, like, can you go be with it? Because
Yes.
then you might have an opportunity to de escalate earlier.
Oh, instead of just the after effect should
That's right. Be
have,
like, oh,
right?
oh, I feel you, rule one, or whatever you come to call it.
Yeah.
I feel you were, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, we're
Hmm.
in this together. Yeah, I feel you're afraid. Just
Yeah.
help slow it down a little bit and give you more capacity to make the best possible decision, or sit with the discomfort, the imperfection.
Mm. I love the idea of asking it to help me.
Yes, because they
Yeah.
can all help.
Just a minute. I'm getting a question. You can. Yes. Snow day. Kids are home.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. So just
yeah. Okay. I want to ask it. Yeah. And also, like, there's this sense of like game respecting game. So, like, it's, the critic part respecting the rule warrior part. Because yeah, they present in different ways, but like sort of how they function or their strategies different. But I think the goals are pretty aligned. And even what they're looking for is like other people saying I'm bad. It means something's wrong, right? Like they're both like looking for that.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think that helps just like instead of looking down on that part.
that's right. Yeah. And that's the beauty of this approach, right? Is we can get curious about whatever's happening and see there's always just more to it. There's always that
Yeah.
good intention. There's always a possibility of something different.
Yeah.
We're never stuck in always and forever doing things the same way.
What a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mm.
Let's see if there's anything else wanting to be spoken or touched into.
Mm. I just feel like a sense of like warmth throughout my body. It's funny, like the point of focus has continued to like sink down, like somatically. So like, it started in my throat and in my chest. And I was in like my upper belly, but now it's like sinking down into like my lower belly. Um, and that's the part of my body I like identify as being my authentic self, or like I find that's like the source of
Mm,
loving goodness, authenticness for me.
mm.
So it's kind of cool. She's like on a little elevator going down there. So that's what I notice.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. And it feels good. There's less of like, okay, I need to make a plan, or this is, it's just sort of like being with myself slash selves, right?
Yes, yes, on
And
a
like you're saying, the
journey.
harmony, right? Like it's not like now everything's perfectly harmonious, but like I feel like a sense of like increased trust and connection was built. And that
Yeah.
I think actually wasn't my intention. My intention was like more the analyzing, like what's in there.
Mm,
So it's nice to also slightly shift what my intention can be. Like I can understand, but
yes.
also connect. Like these are
Hmm.
living parts of me. They're not just like to be analyzed like microbes.
Yes, that's right.
And their relationships, and relationships can take time as well. That like when we were talking to her, and it's like, take your time. Like I think that stuff, that's a big shift that I'm grateful for. Instead of thinking I need to fix all the
Yes,
brokenness, I'm really
that's so
not into that
beautiful.
idea anymore.
Yeah, and it's understandable that parts of you,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah. I do think collectively, certainly parts, I'm sure, but like collectively, at least my authentic self definitely knows that I'm connected to the part of myself that knows, like,
Yeah,
it's just not even effective. So,
yeah. Really, the word that comes from me is dignity.
dignity. Oh my God. What a great word. Yes.
And moving at the speed of trust. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My fave.
Joan, I'm just curious if you haven't yet brought your awareness to us being recorded, and just to check in with parts around that. Not that you have to make any decision, but
No, I
just to have
feel
opportunity.
I didn't know how it would go. And I feel really good about what was recorded. Thanks to anyone who's listening or watching. Um, but yeah, it doesn't feel, wait, I'm double checking, but like,
Great. Yeah.
I think there's something like you said about the dignity, like everything I shared, like with myself and with you and with those listening, are actually also like parts I've like spoken about before. I mean, maybe not using that language, but like, yeah, I don't feel like I've said anything on here that feels like not ready to be
Right, with
shared.
exposing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you for checking on that though. That's nice to
Yeah, of course. Well,
confirm.
choice really is the most important thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And that we truly do respect each part, right? And their choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any parts you want to cut out?
Nothing I want to cut out.
Okay.
I do have a part, it's a part, let's see, around, so what, who feels important to get things right and to be kind of accurate.
Yeah.
And so for it wants to say that if anyone is watching or listening, I guess and its fear goes to anyone who knows IFS, because I took some liberties
Mm,
and creativity. So I guess that's what I'm wanting to be known, that I
yeah.
adapted to the setting. And so just so people know that not every IFS session looks exactly like this. So
Hmm.
it's wanting people not, there's not just one right way or one. So
Yeah.
yeah,
This isn't the cookie cutter
that's right.
that you'll always experience.
I feel it
Yeah.
very much is the essence and the core protocols, and there might be
Mm,
some things differently. So that's just what I
yeah.
wanted to say. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that. That actually is helpful to share. It was probably helpful for your part to share, but also that's probably helpful for someone to hear. So that's
Yeah.
cool.
There's other parts you feel who love that there's no one right way. It feels so freeing, right? And
Uh,
there is creativity, and it just feels like a beautiful thing. So both and.
that's it. I think that's part of what um felt one of the scary things about the room, actually, now that you said that, is like, yes, it's like I couldn't find the right words, but like there was a loss of creativity in that, like I couldn't see a way
Mm,
forward.
that's
And
right.
and um a bit of even the sadness of that is like that is one of my favorite things about the work
Mm,
that I do. So sort of like missing my magic wand is gone, or you know what I mean? Like there's like the, oh no, the
Yes.
safety part, which is what we explored, but I'm just really recognizing like also it's like, ugh, it's a bummer. That's not what I'm here for. That's, not why I sign up every day, like
Yes.
missing the
Yes.
positive aspects of it too, not just feeling like that makes it unsafe. It's sort of both.
Yeah,
So
I love that you brought that. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So when our parts get activated and then blend and kind of take us over, yeah, it's both makes it difficult to do our job, but also, it takes away from our ability to love our job, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So I
exactly.
love you bring it back to like that's actually the ultimate, right? Is you getting to really feel in your seat and connected to yourself, connected to others, connected to the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so working with these parts and getting to know them can help make that more possible.
Yeah. Thank you so much,
You're
Risa.
so welcome. It was my pleasure, Joan.
It was my pleasure as well. I love a good therapy session. I'm not gonna
Me too.
lie.
In either seat.
Oh, yeah. Like the term working out or exercise can even be triggering. Like, and there's versions of it's sort of actually similar in that there's versions of therapy of experience and versions of exercise of experience that actually just were not fun at all.
Fair.
And there's versions of both that they can have moments of discomfort, but also catharsis. And then you feel fulfilled at the end. I have a child coming up. Hello. This is Leo. I think, have you
Hi,
had,
Leo. I haven't met Leo. I've
no,
only heard
and Leo
about.
can't hear you, but
Oh, okay.
what's up?
Mama, I ate my beer pot and then put it back in.
You did?
Like, got a new.
Oh, okay. Oh, for next time.
Mm.
Awesome. Thanks for telling me. All right. I feel like that's my cue to go.
Yeah.
So first we'll just stop the recording. So thank you to everyone who listened. Yeah, hopefully it was meaningful to you, and I feel a sense of deep like connection and appreciation to those who do listen to this podcast ever, but especially those that listen like regularly, because gives me a reason to continue to explore this stuff for myself. Like I'd probably still do it for myself, but it's nice to have another reason to kind of even activation energy wise do stuff and be creative and explore new things. So thank you to those that listen, and thank you again, Risa, because I would not have done this with like a random person.
Yeah.
It was you offering him like, oh, if it's Risa, for sure. It felt so good.
Oh, thank you, Joan. It's very meaningful to me.
All right. And are you taking new clients? Do you want to advertise your services, or probably not, right?
I am not.
Yeah, okay. So we
I
won't
am at a
put your
transition
links.
point, but curiosity towards how, I can be more in this field with my colleagues and exploring the territory and how we can, keep doing this together. So I'm not
Keep
sure
doing
yet, but
this. Okay,
I'll let
cool.
you know. Yeah.
Well, I'll at least link the book, because that's
Perfect.
a
Thank you.
wonderful roadmap for folks. And yeah, for those listening, talk to you next week. I would love to take this work deeper with you. Visit joanchanmd.com today and discover my growing menu of options for restorative medical education to suit your learning needs. I offer one-on-one coaching, customized workshops, and self-study courses that allow you to connect not only with my work on a deeper level, but also with other healthcare humans just like you. So if you want to start humanizing your work in healthcare to a deeper level and do it in community with others, please visit joanchanmd.com and find those options and what fits you and your life today.